Welcome to the Attic Manadad here. It's the channel where we explore what's fun in Magic, mostly on Arena, but we're going to talk about a couple big paper tournaments. I think the Japanese tournament was in paper. I'm pretty sure it was. So big tournaments happen this weekend. It's Monday. It's Meta Mondays where we break down what decks are winning in all kinds of formats, mostly on Arena, but actually maybe not. Maybe you could consider it elsewhere. We're even going to talk about a cEDH deck that won this weekend in Minneapolis. There was a big SCGCon and huge standard tournament there, or regional championship, I guess it's called. Take a look here at the results. Casey Miller won with a Jeskai control deck. And all the talk of on social media has been about this card right here. Shiko, Paragon of the Way. 4/5 Flying Vigilance. When it enters, exile target non-land card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard. Copy it. Then you may cast the copy without paying its mana cost. So I did a little bit of prep today. I don't know if I'm going to be able to continue doing this every Monday. I'm up for some work that might interfere with that, but I'll try to do my best every Monday to be here for you with the metadata and the data about the meta. So this is what is being called Jeskai Control. Very interesting. We got 4 Shikos, 4 Bezas. 4 Bezas is not surprising. Meringue River Regent is not surprising to me because it's an absolute bomb in limited, but it is expensive. So this deck is just getting advantage with all these dragons and roiling Dragonstorm, it looks like, and just keeping the board clear with temporary lockdown. A little bit of a non-bow with the roiling Dragonstorm. 4 stock-ups. I guess that's the thing. Split up. Parting Gust, really interesting here. 4 Lightning Helices. 3 Get Lost. Some Dispelling Exhales, which work nice with this, 6 dragon package. Are there any other dragons? I don't think so. Running Quarry Mountain Monastery as a little bit of flood protection. In the sideboard, Authority of the Consuls, Lithomantic Barrage, Exercise Negate, Pyroclasm, Kutsil's Flanker, 3 of those. So perhaps that is the sideboard tech with the current meta, is the Kutsil's Flanker. Maybe. The Tidebinder can be good. 2 Baloths, so they're still, Casey was still working against the discard decks, and 1 Zergo and Ojutai, so you can bring in another dragon if you want. Really fascinating deck list, and let's go back to the results. So Casey Miller went 15-2-1. Coming in second, Michael DiBenedetto Plummer with Jeskai Oculus, and I'll have more to say about Oculus when we go and look at the MTG Arena data from untap.gg. And then the deck probably everyone expected to win is it Prowess with the Corey Steel Cutter, but again, if you tuned in last week, we were talking about how Absorius Omniscience has just not been getting very much respect. So here's Absorius Omniscience just missing the top 3, coming in 4th place. Just another Jeskai Oculus in 5th place. Another Azorius Omniscience in 6th place. Is it Prowess in 7th place? And yet another Omniscience in 8th place. You have to go all the way down here to 13. You get to something new here with Zur Overlords, and then Esper Pixie way down at 15. So big tournament. It looks like 1,365 standings. Like, does that mean more than 1,000 players played in this? That is bonkers. That is huge. We also have a pretty big Japanese tournament. I would say small Japanese tournament, as Saffron Olive likes to say, but this, I think, looked like it had 262 entries. And this one was taken down by Orzhov Pixie, played by Yasutaka Nagao. So this is Yasutaka's list. That has Kutsu's Flanker in the main. Lord of the Third Path. Creature this gives him 1 Beza. So Beza, Kutsil's Flanker is at least a commonality. Get Lost is a commonality. Hopeless Nightmare, Momentum Breaker. Nowhere to run. Playing 4 temporary lockdowns. A pixie deck playing its own temporary lockdowns. But I've seen this before because you just bounce the lockdown and then you release all these guys and they get all their enter the battlefield things again. And 24 lands, which seems like a lot for a pixie deck. I mean, it's pretty low to the ground except for Shieldren and Biza. But really interesting. And then is it Prowess? Mono Black Demons also haven't seen that with such a high result in a minute. Is it aggro? Is it aggro? I guess what's the difference between what they call is it Prowess and is it aggro? So this has Corey Steele in the Prowess, and in is it aggro have Corey Steele. So it's not that, and it has Storm Chaser's talent. I'm not exactly sure what distinction they're drawing there at MTG Goldfish. If you know, let me know. But Gruul Delirium, if you're looking for like, you know, if you're a Gruul Delirium player and you want to find one that might be pretty good, you could come check out some of the stuff at the top of this list too. Might have some interesting tech there. So really interesting bunch of tournaments here. And there's a Mono Black Demons all the way down to 24th place here, and an Orzhov Pixie at 17th place for the regional championship. So how does that compare with what we're seeing on Arena? Well, we can bet, or I guess social media is betting everybody's going to be buying Shikos. I don't know. I don't know about that. Right now, today, Is It Prowess is #1, narrowly ahead of Mono Red Aggro, which is often #1. And you can see at the beginning of the season, it was wildly popular, and Prowess has shot up, and they've been trading the lead. But right now, Prowess is in the most popular position. What they call Rakdos Aggro, which is just Mono Red Aggro, really, and Mardu Aggro, which is Boros, really, are high up here. But we don't have, because they reset the season stats here at the beginning of the month, we don't really have a lot of data to work with. Looks like just up to May 1st. Not sure why we should have a couple more days of data. Am I crazy about to think that? We should have a bit more to know what's going on. Anyways, I pay for this. The untapped.gg data. If you do want to chip in and help out, memberships are available for the channel. You can pitch in. I think I pay about $20 a month for the subscription. So if I could get 20 members, that would help cover that. So yeah, but in terms of what's winning, although it says today, I guess what was winning a few days ago, Rakdos Aggro, Mardu Aggro, and there's Jeskai Oculus #3. And we can take a look here. The highest win rate Jeskai Oculus deck. Let's see what ones that have played 100 plus matches. Now we find one that wins at 64.7%, and that's with 150 matches. So I would trust that win rate. And we got Spyglass Siren, 3 Fear of Missing Outs, 2 Inties, 4 Oculus, 3 Steam's Core Scholars, 3 Tersalite Shatters. So really heavy on creatures, really, which is a lot for your helping hands and your recommissions to bring back. Glacial Dragon Hunt is another new piece of tech, and Winter Night Stories as well. Bunch of Torch the Towers, bunch of Prophet's Eidetic Memories, 4 of those, and 22 lands. So that is the tech with Jeskai Oculus, and that one is winning far ahead. So I wonder if just one player is playing a slightly different list. But let's go back and we'll look at best of 3 here. In standard, because that's actually what's comparable. If it ever loads. So Is It Prowess #1. Jeskai Oculus is #2 when you're talking best of 3, and then Mono Black mid-range, which is probably the Demons deck, and then Dimir mid-range. In terms of win rate, Mono Red Aggro is winning the most, followed by 4-color Domain. So I guess don't count Domain out of it in this current meta. Maybe as the Jeskai stuff comes in, Domain gets a little bit better win rate. There's Azorius Omniscience down there, which has been up really high in win rate, but now looks like it's gotten pushed down to number 8 and number 8 in popularity. If we want to see just what the platinum players, if that makes a difference, there's that. Go back to best of 1. There's the platinum to mythic. If you want to compare Azorius Omniscience, actually, when you get into higher levels, Azorius Omniscience is the number 1 most popular, because that was the winning deck last week. So that just shows people who are paying close attention are really liking Azorius Omniscience, and it put up some good results in Minneapolis, so you can't argue. We're definitely gonna, on the channel though, I'm gonna play the Jeskai control deck, and we're gonna break that down and see if we can figure out what made that tick and why that beat so many people in Minneapolis this weekend. Okay, so that's standard. I guess before we jump on to other things, I just want to note there was a cEDH competition in Minneapolis, and Sam Black, who most people know for his limited, but he's also apparently quite good at cEDH to the point it took down a major tournament here, 5K. It looks like with Thrasios Rogak, and if I search Sam Black Rogak Thrasios, I get this, which I believe is a decklist Sam Black put together, but it's got to be old because it's still got Dockside and where is it? And Mana Crypt in it. So I really, if you know where I can find the current cEDH deck list for Sam Black's Rog Thras, let me know. All right. Let's check out the other formats here. Explorer best of 1 in terms of win rate: Esper Greasefang, Rakdos Aggro, Selesnya Auras, Boros Heroic, Selesnya Angels. I mean, these are all pretty high. It looks like Greasefang it has a kind of the more significant jump here, and the rest are all kind of clustered. And then we'll look at that visually when we scroll down. But popularity, Mono Red Aggro and Rakdos Aggro very close, and then Izzet Phoenix a distant third. So I guess we can see Mono Red Aggro is falling. And what's on the rise down here? Selesnya Auras is on the rise. And then it looks like Esper Greasefang continuing to win in Explorer, which is very close to Pioneer. We can check on best of 3, but I guess there's some data here this week. Mono Red Aggro, Gruul Aggro, Mono Green Devotion, Azorius, Lotus Field, all with above 60% win rates. So I guess if you're pushing to get to Mythic really fast, these are ones to consider. Izzet Phoenix, by far the number 1 most popular deck. So, and it doesn't look like it even makes the listed win rate, but Phoenix players get a Phoenix. And I enjoy playing Phoenix too, so don't blame them for that. Taking a look at Alchemy, Azorius Flyers, Orzhov Pixie. Izzet Otters are winning this week. Otters also the most popular. It looks like Boros Mobilize also quite popular, but pretty far down in terms of win rate. Look at Otters, just super popular compared to the rest of the decks here. That's Alchemy. We have anything for best of 3? Nope. And Historic, best of 1. It looks like Auras, Boros Energy, 5-color Omni Woodland, all with 60% above 60% win rate. Elves and Wizards are the most popular, followed more distantly by Auras, Boros Energy, and 5-color Omni Woodland. There's Mono Green Elves. People love to play their Elves in Historic. I think ever since they put Craterhoof into the format right here. And we did get an Alchemy release here, so Elves dropped down, interestingly, but then it's back up. So we should probably, is Omni Woodland kind of a new deck? Probably should see some innovation here. So it's Haywire Might, Wayfinder, Hellish Norn, Atraxa, Ulamog the Defiler, Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger, Emrakul, the World Anew, Faithless Looting, Traverse the Uvenwald, Malevolent Rumbles, some 2 Surgical Extractions, not the full. Cathartic Pyre, Vampire's Vengeance. Interesting. Maybe to deal with elves. And 3 God Pharaoh's Gifts and 4 Omnisciences. 21 lands. Okay. What is it called? Omni Woodland? Is it because it's the shifting woodland? So when you have Delirium, it becomes a copy of target permanent card in your graveyard until end of turn for 4 mana. So actually seems like kind of a slow strategy, but I guess it's working in Historic. If there's any, nope, nothing for best of 3. And Timeless, Mardu Energy, Boros Energy, high win rates there. 5-color Reanimator is way, way popular, and it does have a pretty decent win rate. People having fun in Timeless, reanimating things. In Brawl, oh, okay, Lamb, Stormcrane, Elder is #1 in win rate. Did not make the popularity. So this is a new commander that came in with Tarkir Alchemy, and I've been thinking of making a video on it because it's just such an absurd card. It's a Monastery Mentor that makes Monastery Mentors. If that makes sense. Like a Prowess Monk that makes more Prowess Monks. So you can prowess while you prowess. Has a fantastic win rate. So we should definitely play that on the channel this week. That's on my list of stuff to take a look at. Codis, #1 in popularity, and Ugin, #2. I've got videos out for both of those. I've got a video out for Tiamat, but not Tiamat, but just a 5-color dragons. And well, that's a Zergo Thunderous Decree. I've got the other Zergo, the Zergo from the Commander's decks. What's he called? Zergo Stormrender. I've got a video out for that. So check those out if you follow Brawl. And other than that, oh yes, we can look at MTG Goldfish. So comparing to what we saw in Standard, is it Prowess far and away the most popular? Mostly, I think they're getting the data from MTG Online, but they do have the RCQ from Minneapolis plugged in here. And that's why Jeskai Control actually shows up on the metadata, 6.1%, which is a pretty big jump, I think, for a deck that I didn't hear of until this week. So is it Prowess, Jeskai Control, or I mean, it didn't hear of as a competitive tier 1 deck, really till it took down this tournament. Maybe it had showed up in some of these lists. Looks like Oculus, Gruul Delirium, Bant Control. A lot of different decks getting 5-0s right now. There's the standard RCQ. Here's the standard. There's more standard league stuff. And here, further down here, is the Japanese tournament with Orzhov Pixie. Oh, and here's the regional championship with Jeskai Control. So these are more tournaments from SCGCon. So you've seen Jeskai Combo. What are they calling Jeskai Combo? So that's Meringue River Regent with Invasion of Arcavios to get Omniscience. So really just a Jeskai version of the Omniscience combo. Interesting. Well, that looks spicy as well. We might have to play that deck list and see how that works on the channel this week. If you have requests, always interested, leave your comments. Anything else people want to know about before I sign this off? I guess we can take a look at Pioneer and how they break that down. Mono red aggro, is it Phoenix? Mono black midrange, Jund Sacrifice, mono white token control, Rakdos Prowess with 5% or above of the meta there. In Modern, Boros Energy, worried it was going to be dominant. It looks like some other decks are winning, though. It's not just all Boros Energy here. The recent leagues and challenges. Worktide. So there's that. Anything else they cover that is not covered? We see Pauper metagame, Burn, Madness Burn, Blue Terror, Grixis Affinity, Mono Blue Fairies, and Gruul Ramp, all with 5% or above of the metagame. Looks like a healthy metagame there for Pauper. I would love to get into Pauper. I need more time in the day to get on Magic Online and get that set up to record and get back my old skills of like how I used to play that. What was it, like 15 years ago when I was regularly playing Magic Online. And the program has changed since then too, so I would need to get better at it. But that is something I would like to do. So I guess if that's something you'd like to see, then let me know. Or if it's not, if something you would actively avoid and downvote the channel for, let me know that too. All right, so that is the metagame here on Monday, May the 5th. I am going to check in with the chat and see if we have any questions. Codis is broken. We just have a comment. Codis is broken. Yes, Codis is very good. Says Collector Invest. Codis is fun in limited, fun in Commander, fun in Brawl. But there are ways to beat Codis. It looks like we should be playing that new white Alchemy Commander, because it sounds like that guy can beat Codis. So we'll give that a shot some point this week. Stay tuned to the channel. Hit that subscribe if you haven't. This has been Managed.